All right, back on Sports Bit. Time for a big game breakdown. As always, live on sportsbookreview.com. Monday Night Football. Vikings hit the road to take on the Bears. Look at this. Penny's at 4. Bovada's at 6. Enough said. Classic pros against the Joes game. Let's call it 5. Total of 40.5. Are Fox and Cutler on the same page? You know, they wanted to finish the season with Hoyer. Fox with some interesting comments here. It doesn't look good if they're not on the same page.
No. There were two different sources told the Chicago Tribune, saying basically that John Fox had told his people that he's, quote, done with Jay Cutler at the end of the season. But in the meantime, they got to go to Jay Cutler right now. Here's Cutler's quote. Quote, he, Fox, doesn't have a choice, I guess, at this point. That about says it all. Whatever happens at the end of the year, it's supposed to happen, and we'll go accordingly. But right now, it's not something that I worry about. Look, Jay Cutler has struggled to maintain good relationships with basically every head coach he's had at the NFL level. In fact, I believe he's gotten every head coach at the NFL level he's had fired at some point in their careers. John Fox wants to last. Jay Cutler, not so much. Clearly, this is a chemistry situation that is tenuous at best.
Yes. Now, this Vikings offense, they got to get it going. Here's the Vikings offense on the road. No touchdowns at Tennessee. 1 touchdown at Carolina. 1 touchdown at Philly. And that came with 37 seconds left when they were down 21-3. They're 31st in total offense. Only the 49ers have averaged less than 299 yards per game that Minnesota's average. Now, the offensive line's been horrific the last few weeks. No AP, causing issues with the running game. 2.6 yards per carry so far. The last time a team finished lower than that, the 46 Lions, who went 1-10, and he lit them up during the week. He lit them up after the game. Mike Zimmer, not happy with that offensive line, called them soft.
Yeah, I mean, Zimmer's talking about the 2.6 yards per carry. Quote, it's negative yards plays that brings your average down. It is what it is. I can't change it. It's 2.6. That's what it is. So we'll just keep trying to do better. And you're right, Zimmer was not amused by the Vikings' performance last week. But look, you have a bad offensive line. There's talk now that Adrian Peterson could be back in December, but whether that's at the beginning of December, at the end of December, nobody knows. In the meantime, McKinnon's out tonight. So it's an offense that hasn't been able to protect their quarterback or run the football. You're ranked 31 in the NFL, and usually the public hates teams like this, but Minnesota's been able to score consistently on defense and on special teams. And that's something the Bears have not been able to do. You look at the stats here, you make a clear case for Chicago. Chicago's got 50 yards per game more than Minnesota on offense, but they score 6 points per game less, and that has everything to do with turnovers.
Yes, Minnesota number 1 in turnover margin, plus 11. And it's 16 takeaways. Can you believe that? Bears minus 2 in turnovers, and turnover-prone quarterback now back with Cutler. The Vikings could feast on him.
Yeah, but the Bears, I mean, they're only minus 2 in turnovers and not worse because they haven't turned it over a lot. The defense hasn't forced much, but they've only turned it over 9 times in 7 games. That's not too bad, but now they're going back to the quarterback with a history of turnover problems, and it's a defense that, as you mentioned, Paulie, feasts on creating them.
What do you think? This is not much of a home field advantage, if any, right?
Well, I mean, I never want to pay for a non-existent home field edge. And that anytime you get back in the Bears at home, you're paying for that. Because, I mean, look, this year they're 1-2 against the spread at home. You remember the last try on Monday Night Football against Philly, how pretty they looked there. Jay Cutler looked in that game. They went 2-6 against the spread at home last year, 3-5 against the spread at Soldier Field the year before that. They're 4-15 straight up on this field since the start of 2014. That's not a home field edge, and yet the markets will always price something in my mind, that makes Chicago, for me at least, a non-play. I could only look at the Vikings and that awful offense, which means I'm probably not going to get involved in the game.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Go to sbrodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.